You've been told that life is about finding balance, moderation, and compromise. You've been sold this notion that to be virtuous, you must be soft, that the world will respond to your kindness and empathy. But somewhere deep within you, beyond all the noise and distractions, there's a voice, a whisper, maybe even a scream that tells you, enough. Enough of the compromises. Enough of trying to please others. Enough of tolerating the weight that pulls you down every single day. You know the truth. It's something you can't ignore anymore. You're not meant to be balanced. You're not meant to be passive. You're meant to break free to rise to. Become ruthless with anything that weakens you. I want you to listen to this. This world, this life you're living, it's a battlefield. Not an external one, though. The battlefield exists within you. The battlefield is inside the very core of your being, where your mind and spirit clash against the pull of mediocrity, the weight of societal expectation, the shackles of inherited beliefs. This battle is silent, invisible to most, but it's the only real war that matters. When you wake up, the world doesn't care about your hopes, your dreams, or your potential. The world cares about its own agenda. It will try to enslave you with its opinions, its rules, its prescriptions for how you should live. And if you're not careful, it will succeed. It will find ways to weigh you down, to trick you into living a life of quiet despair, never knowing your own strength, never tapping into your own power. But here's the thing. The price of this quiet despair is steep. It's your soul. It's your will to become something more, something greater, something truly powerful. If you're constantly playing it safe, constantly giving in, constantly trying to be liked, constantly avoiding confrontation, you are weakening yourself. You are handing over your power piece by piece to forces outside your control. Now, I'm not talking about the physical world, not about survival instincts or brute strength. I'm talking about something deeper. I'm talking about your psychiatry landscape of your mind and soul. The very thing that makes you who you are. Every time you tolerate something that diminishes your energy, every time you make peace with people or situations that drain you, you're feeding that quiet despair. You're making the choice to ignore your power. And let me tell you something, nothing is more dangerous than a person who doesn't know their own strength. The voice that tells you to stay comfortable, that tells you to avoid conflict, that tells you to be nice, that voice is the voice of weakness. It's the voice of the old you, the one that doesn't yet understand what it means to be ruthless. To be ruthless with anything that weakens you. To be ruthless means to be deliberate in your choices, to make no room for anything or anyone that steals from your soul. It means becoming intentional with your energy. When you do this, you unlock a level of power that most people can't even begin to comprehend. You begin to rise above the chaos. You start to understand that every choice, every person, every situation you allow in your life is either strengthening you or weakening you. There is no middle ground. Carl Jung spoke of the shadow, the dark, unconscious part of yourself, the part you'd rather ignore or suppress. It's the part of you that holds your deepest fears, your deepest anger, and your deepest pain. But here's the thing. That shadow is also where your power lies. Because in confronting the shadow, in staring it down and saying, I will not let you control me anymore, you reclaim the strength that's been hiding there all along. That's where your fire comes from. But most people never do this work. They let the shadow control them instead. They let it manifest as self-doubt, as fear, as procrastination, as regret. It takes courage to face it. It takes audacity to look at your weaknesses and say, this is not who I am. This is not my life. I am not going to accept this anymore. You see, ruthlessness is not about being cruel to others. It's not about being destructive. It's about being intentional with your energy. It's about putting yourself first in a world that wants you to do the opposite. It's about saying no to people, places, and things that drain you of your vitality and saying yes to the things that light you up, that expand your soul, that make you grow. This means removing yourself from toxic environments, cutting ties with people who don't serve your highest self, and walking away from habits and patterns that keep you stuck in a cycle of mediocrity. It's about realizing that every moment of your life is precious, and you cannot afford to waste it on things that take you further away from your highest potential. Some of you are stuck in relationships, stuck in jobs, stuck in routines that drain you, and yet you stay. Why? Because you're afraid to confront the discomfort of change. You're afraid of the unknown. You're afraid of the risk. But let me tell you something. There is no greater risk than continuing to live a life that weakens you. There is no greater risk than waking up one day and realizing you've spent your entire life doing what others wanted you to do, living a life of quiet desperation, never daring to be ruthless with what holds you back. We live in a society that tells you to fit in. But fitting in is the death of your unique power. If you want to be like everyone else, to blend into the crowd, to keep the peace at all costs, then you're actively participating in your own suppression. I'm not telling you to be a rebel for the sake of rebellion. I'm telling you to be ruthless with your own life. Take back your agency. Take back your voice. Take back your time. Stop apologizing for your energy. Stop doubting your worth. Stop making excuses for the things that aren't serving you. This world is too short to be anything but extraordinary. But you can't be extraordinary by holding on to the things that weaken you, by staying stuck in the comfort of what's familiar. You can't be extraordinary by living a life of compromise. And yes, that means cutting people off. That means letting go of old habits. That means making decisions that feel uncomfortable at first, but will free you in the long run. You can't be afraid of the discomfort of change. You can't be afraid of the discomfort of growth. Jung said, the privilege of a lifetime is to become who you truly are. But becoming who you truly are takes ruthlessness. It takes courage. It takes a willingness to look at your life and say, if it weakens me, I'm done with it. If it doesn't serve my highest self, I'm letting it go. You are not here to be a shadow of someone else. You are here to be the fullest expression of who you were meant to be. And that starts with ruthlessly shedding everything that holds you back. The moment you stop tolerating the things that weaken you is the moment everything changes. You will step into a new world done where your mind is clear, your heart is open, and your power is undeniable. It's time to become ruthless with anything that weakens you. No more compromises. No more excuses. It's time to reclaim your life. You see, the discomfort of change isn't just a passing feeling. It's the necessary friction, the spark that ignites transformation. It's easy to look at your current life and wish for something different, but wishing does nothing. Action does everything. When you choose to confront what weakens you, when you choose to step into that uncomfortable zone, you are finally breaking the chains that have held you back from greatness. You are choosing to let go of the very things that have been stealing your power for far too long. But here's the reality. This journey won't be easy. It won't be a smooth path of gradual improvement, no. The path of ruthlessness is often jagged and uneven. There will be moments where you'll question your decision to walk away, to say no, to cut ties. The people you've known, the habits you've built, the routines you've set, they'll fight back. And they won't fight fairly. The world does not want you to rise. It doesn't want you to awaken from the trance of comfort. It wants you to stay where you are, complacent, safe, predictable. It wants you to fall in line and do what everyone else is doing. But that's not your destiny. When you choose to be ruthless with what weakens you, you're stepping into a role that many will never understand. They'll question you. They'll call you selfish. They'll label you as too intense or too cold. They'll make you feel guilty for prioritizing yourself. But listen closely. Their opinions have no power over you anymore. Their voices only hold weight if you let them. This is where your power lies, right in the decision to stop letting other people's weaknesses influence your path. Because every person, every situation, everything that weakens you, it pulls you into their world. It makes you conform to their limitations. It makes you forget who you are and what you're capable of. You know this world. You've lived in it for so long. The world of social media, of consumerism, of shallow validation. The world that tells you your worth is measured by how many followers you have, how many likes you get, how many friends you have. The world that tries to convince you that your value is determined by how much you can give, how much you can please, how much you can bend to meet the expectations of others. But here's the truth. Your worth has nothing to do with what others think. Your worth is embedded deep within your soul. It has always been there. And it can only be unleashed when you make the conscious decision to stop allowing the external world to dictate your inner reality. I know that's terrifying. It's terrifying to step into your power, because when you do, you can no longer hide behind excuses. You can no longer pretend that you're just trying. You can no longer blame your circumstances for the life you're living. You become accountable to yourself, and that, my friend, is where the true freedom lies. The shift is subtle at first. You start to notice things in your life that don't align with your deepest truth. Maybe it's a job that drains your spirit. Maybe it's a relationship that leaves you feeling empty. Maybe it's the toxic habits you've developed, the ways in which you've numbed yourself to avoid the pain of confronting what needs to change. But then, slowly and almost imperceptibly, something shifts within you. You begin to see the world differently. The things that once held power over you now appear for what they truly are: distractions, weaknesses, energy drains. The more you remove these things, the more you tap into your own clarity. Your decisions become sharper, your actions more deliberate. The noise starts to fade away, and in that silence, you begin to hear your true self. That voice, the one that was drowned out by the clamor of external expectations, is now free to speak. And what it says is powerful. It says you are meant for more. It says you can't settle for mediocrity anymore. It says you are ready to step into your purpose, to live a life that fills you, not drains you. This is the moment when your real transformation begins. It's not when the world approves of you. It's not when you've met everyone else's expectations. It's when you have the courage to say, I am enough. I am powerful. I am in control of my destiny. It's in that moment when you stop apologizing for who you are, for what you need, for the decisions you make, when you stop shrinking yourself to fit into a box that wasn't made for you, when you stop accepting the world's narrative of who you should be, and you write your own. The liberation comes when you realize that your life is your responsibility and no one else's. No one else can define your path but you. That's what ruthlessness is. Not harming others, but protecting yourself from the forces that keep you from your greatness. It's about taking back control of your mind, your body, your energy, and your soul. It's about reclaiming what has always been yours but was buried beneath layers of external expectations. But here's the catch. This isn't just about getting rid of what weakens you. It's also about deciding what strengthens you. Because ruthlessness is not just an act of elimination, it's an act of creation. It's about actively choosing to bring into your life the people, the experiences, the environments, and the habits that elevate you. It's about consciously choosing the life that will make you stronger, sharper, more focused. When you take ruthless action to remove what weakens you, you make space for what nourishes you, the relationships that inspire you, the work that challenges and fulfills you, the passions that bring you joy, the habits that align with your highest vision for yourself. This is the new world. It's not one of compromise. It's not one of settling for less. It's a world where you own your energy, your time, your purpose. It's a world where you no longer tolerate the things that steal your peace. And let me tell you, the moment you begin to step into this world, everything shifts. You start seeing the world with new eyes. You start attracting people who match your frequency. People who will challenge you, who will help you grow, who will push you to reach new heights. You'll start living in alignment with your true purpose. And that's when the magic happens. This is where your greatness begins, not in what you remove, but in what you invite into your life once the clutter is gone. And remember, this isn't a one-time decision. This is a daily practice. You will continue to encounter things that weaken you. You will continue to face challenges. But now, you'll have the awareness to see them for what they truly are: opportunities to grow stronger, clearer, and more focused. You are in control. You always have been. And the moment you decide to be ruthless with anything that weakens you, you begin the process of becoming who you were always meant to be. A force of nature, unshakable, unstoppable, and fully alive. So go ahead. Become ruthless with anything that weakens you. And in doing so, you'll become everything you were meant to be. When you make the conscious decision to be ruthless with what weakens you, the world around you will begin to shift. But it's not the world that changes. It's you. The way you see things will be different. The way you experience the mundane, the ordinary, the everyday interactions, those will be transformed. You will no longer be distracted by the trivial noise, the small irritations, the things that used to steal your energy. You will begin to see them for what they are: insignificant, fleeting, inconsequential. And in that clarity, you will start to reclaim your power. It's not an external force that empowers you. It's the internal decision to protect your most valuable resource, your energy. Every moment of your life, every minute, every hour is a chance to direct that energy towards something meaningful. What happens when you consciously channel that energy? When you no longer waste it on things that don't serve you, things that suck the life out of you? What happens is this: you begin to create something far greater than you ever thought possible. You begin to live with intention. You become alive in a way that others can't even fathom. You become magnetic, a force of nature that pulls the right things toward you, because you become a person who knows exactly what they want and, more importantly, what they don't want. But make no mistake, this journey of ruthlessness isn't about perfection. It's not about being free from doubt or fear. It's not about being flawless, no. It's about awareness, about waking up to the truth of who you are, about knowing exactly what you stand for and what you refuse to tolerate. It's about the courage to constantly evolve, to shed layers of weakness, to embrace discomfort, and to move forward even when you don't have all the answers. This is where the real work begins. Jung once said, the most terrifying thing is to accept oneself completely. And that's exactly what you're doing when you begin this journey. When you become ruthless with what weakens you, you are choosing to accept yourself for who you are right now. The flaws, the imperfections, the mistakes, and all. But accepting yourself also means embracing your power, your potential, and your ability to transcend those weaknesses. You're choosing not to be a victim of circumstance, but to take control of your own fate. By embracing your truth, by confronting the things that drain you, you are engaging in the most important battle you'll ever face, the battle for your mind. You will no longer be at the mercy of your emotions, your environment, or the expectations of others. Instead, you will be the one who shapes your world. You will choose the path you walk. You will choose how you respond to challenges. You will choose what kind of energy you allow into your life, and you will never again allow anything or anyone to weaken you. Does that sound extreme? It is. But that's the point. You cannot step into the highest version of yourself by playing small, by being passive, by allowing distractions to derail you. You can't reach the peak of your potential by constantly compromising, constantly staying in situations that deplete your spirit. The world will try to convince you that this is the way to live, that you should go along to get along, that you should care about what everyone else thinks. But here's the truth. Nobody's opinion matters but your own. This doesn't mean you should live a life devoid of compassion, devoid of relationships, devoid of connection. What it means is that you should never, ever compromise your soul for the sake of others. You should never, ever dim your light to make someone else feel comfortable. You should never ever let the world's noise drown out the voice that's been inside you all along, urging you to step into your greatness. What this path requires is radical self-honesty. It's about acknowledging the places where you've been weak, where you've allowed yourself to stay in situations that drain you, where you've given your energy to people who don't deserve it, where you've allowed fear to control your decisions. It's about looking at those places, seeing them clearly, and making the conscious decision to stop tolerating them. And then you move forward. Not in fear, not in hesitation, but with an unshakable conviction that your life, your energy, and your time are too valuable to waste. You choose what strengthens you, and you ruthlessly eliminate anything that doesn't serve you. You protect your energy because it is the only thing that is truly yours. This is the most empowering choice you will ever make. And as you move forward in this path, something extraordinary happens. The world starts to reflect the decisions you've made. The people who no longer resonate with your energy will fall away, but the people who do, the ones who see your light and are inspired by it, will step into your life. You will begin to attract opportunities that are in perfect alignment with your purpose. Your life will begin to take on a new shape bone that's more aligned with your soul's deepest desires. Now, some will see this and call it selfish. They'll say, you've changed. You're not the person I knew. And to that you should say, you're right. I've become the person I was always meant to be. Because you have. You've become the person who knows that their energy is sacred. You've become the person who refuses to tolerate mediocrity, who knows their worth, and who demands a life of fulfillment, purpose, and greatness. As you step into this new world, this world of ruthless self-preservation, this world of clarity, purpose, and intentionality, you will come to understand something profound. Your strength is not something that can be given to you by anyone else. It's something that is born from within. It's born from the moment you decide that your life is yours to create. It's born from the moment you choose to protect your energy with ruthless precision. It's born from the moment you step away from the chaos and begin to walk the path of your highest self, unapologetically, unwaveringly. And once you do that, you will realize that there is nothing more powerful than a person who has fully stepped into their power. You will become unstoppable, not because the world won't challenge you, but because you become strong enough to face anything that comes your way. Your mind, your body, your soul all, aligned in one singular mission, to live a life that is yours, a life that is unshakable, a life that is truly, deeply, and unapologetically free. You are the creator of your own destiny. Become ruthless with anything that weakens you, and watch as the world begins to bend to your will. Now, as we approach the conclusion of this journey, take a moment, breathe, reflect. All that you've been told about who you should be, what you should tolerate, how you should behave, let go of it. It was never yours to carry. The chains, the limits, the doubts, they were never meant for you. They were meant for someone else, someone who chose to play small, who chose to settle. But that's not you, not anymore. You have the power to choose your path. You have the power to redefine what your life will look like. And in that power, you find your freedom. Not the freedom others preach about, the freedom of doing whatever you please, regardless of consequences. No, I'm talking about the real freedom. The freedom that comes from choosing who you are going to be, regardless of external forces, regardless of what others think. The freedom that comes from within, from knowing that every decision you make is aligned with your deepest truth. Now, look at the world you live in. The noise, the chaos, the expectations, all of it will keep trying to pull you back, keep you in line, keep you small. The world will tell you to conform, to be one of many, to not stand out, to not challenge the status quo. But this world is your canvas. It's not theirs. The colors you paint with, the strokes you make, those are yours and yours alone. And you get to decide what masterpiece you create. So, if you've been wondering how to rise from the ashes of your old self, how to step into the person you were meant to be. This is it. This is the moment. It's time to break free from everything that weakens you. It's time to stand tall and declare to the world that you are no longer afraid of your own power. Let this be the point where everything shifts for you. The moment where you say no more. I will not let anything take from me what I know is mine. I will no longer live for anyone but myself, in alignment with my truth, my mission, and my highest potential. The road ahead will not always be smooth. It will not always be easy. There will be challenges. There will be people who try to break you. There will be moments of doubt. But remember this, those challenges are the very things that will forge you into the strongest version of yourself. Those moments of doubt are the seeds from which your confidence will grow. You are not weak. You are not powerless. You are not here to play small. You are here to thrive. And when you choose to protect your energy, when you choose ruthlessness, when you choose to eliminate the things that weaken you, nothing will stand in your way. So, right now, look into the mirror. See the person who is staring back at you. That person has everything they need to succeed. They have everything they need to step into their power. You've always had it within you, waiting for the moment when you were ready to claim it. Now is that moment. You are ready. You are powerful. You are free. And no force in this world can ever take that from you again. Become ruthless with anything that weakens you. And in doing so, you become unstoppable. The world will never be the same once you step into your power. The only question left now is, what will you create with it? This is your life. Take it. Take all of it. Because it is yours, and nothing will ever hold you back again.